like to call the meeting for the PATA Authority Board for Friday, April 5th, 2024 at 3:01 p.m. You want to take a roll call?
So we have tribe member Vernon Vera. Here. City member Don Ryrock. Present here. Vice President Raymond Beltran.
Present.
And President Shine Nieto. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. We got any oral communications?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Charmaine McDarmond. I'm the newly elected tribal chairwoman of the Tule River Tribe. This is my first PATA meeting here, so I just wanted to come and check you guys out and see the business that you guys are going to have before you today. Thank you.
Do you have any more oral communications in-house or on Zoom?
None via Zoom, Your Honor.
None at this time. Left. Okay. So we'll move on to the schedule matters. Item 1, approval of draft minutes for November 17th, 2023.
I'll move the approval of the draft minutes of November 17th, 2023 as submitted.
I'll second.
Okay, Your Honor, on a motion by Wyrock, seconded by Beltran, I'll go ahead and call for the roll call vote. Tribe member Vera? City member Wyrock? Vice President Beltran? President Nieto?
Approve.
Motion passes 4-0.
Okay, moving on to item 2, city reimbursement of eligible expenses and construction update of the tertiary treatment wastewater facility collection system and recycled waste infrastructure project.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've asked Mr. Sanchez to present this item. I apologize that Mr. Knight's going to present the item.
We're playing tag over here on who to cover what. This item just is consideration of approval for the reimbursements of $755,601.24 for construction and $256,544.82 for consultant fees, for a total of $1,012,146.06 in eligible expenses from City of Porterville to the Tule River Tribe for construction and consultant costs of the tertiary treatment wastewater facility project. Also happy to provide an update in regards to the project. Near completion, we are in the process of commissioning the plant and operation. We started on Monday with the operations and have been producing tertiary water since Monday. We are in the process of finalizing permits for distribution of the recycled water, both at the sports complex and the casino location. Initially, we'll start testing procedures and distribution testing at the sports complex through the month of April, and then make considerations for transitioning over to serve the casino. As part of that, the city has performed cross-connection control tests for the sports complex. And previously, so back last year, May, during the grand opening of the casino, we had performed the shutdown test, cross-connection control procedures with a secondary source of potable water. So we're approaching the time frame for the annual inspection. The time frame for these efforts, every 4 years, we have to do a complete shutdown test of the facility. But because we're coming up on the annual, we will tie that into the service. So we'll do the annual visual inspection for the site, any potential changes in plumbing or repairs that have occurred, and provide that documentation. We'll be submitting that to the state. Once all that is submitted, then we'll be prepared to serve distribution of tertiary water. A couple other items in housekeeping, and Carrie, you'll be hearing about this. I've shared with the city attorney today. We are finalizing a document package that will come to the tribe. It's already circulating with the city in regards to the operations of recycled water. So essentially, it outlines the precautions and operation procedures for the use of recycled water at both facilities. It'll identify a contact person, site supervision at the casino and at the sports complex, which will be city staff. And those documents will be coming from city attorney to Carrie to review, and for casino staff to finalize and get back to the city for the operation of that recycled water. Happy to answer any questions as the board takes this into consideration.
Any comments or concerns or any motions?
Yes, that's correct.
Brothers for $644,835, and that totals the total amount that this reimbursement's for, minus the whole, minus the.
Well, just a quick correction. So we are reimbursing the tribe. So these invoices are the supporting documentation that the tribes approved and paid, and we've also verified it on our site. So we're reimbursing them for those amounts. And so that adds up to the construction amount of $755,601.24. And on top of that, and this is probably where the discrepancy is that $256,544.82 is for consultant costs. So project management work, the soft costs, if you will. And that's been High Mountain Consulting and their subs that are performing those. Hydro Science is the main one on this tertiary plant.
Okay, that helps, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more comments or concerns or motions?
I'll make a motion if there's no more questions to approve the city reimbursement of total of $101,012,146.06 of eligible expenses.
Do we got a second or?
On a motion by Vice President Beltran, seconded by Member Wyrock, I'll go ahead and do the roll call vote. Member Vera? Member Wyrock?
Yes.
Vice President Beltran?
Aye.
President Nieto?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I know we could have motioned me or Vern or second, but kind of felt funny since it was kind of going back to the tribe, so. that- So that's, I think that's why we was kind of stuck, so it's kind of against our way of doing things when we're getting for ourselves. We're not used to getting for ourselves, so you gotta excuse us for that one. But thank you, guys. Appreciate you. So moving on to scheduled matters, number 3, city reimbursement and eligible expenses and construction update of the storm drain recharge retention basin project.
Thank you, President Nieto. Mr. Javier Sanchez will provide an update on this item.
All right, thank you. This item is for consideration of approval for reimbursement of $901,689.44 for construction and $226,189.47 for consultant costs, for a total of $1,127,878.91 in eligible expenses by the City of Porterville and the Tule River Tribe for construction and consultant costs of the storm drain recharge retention basin project. As far as an update on construction, there's not quite as many moving parts on this project as there were on the tertiary plant. We are down to punch list items. There's a little bit of work on the outfall structure with the 72-inch pipe, and then about half of the work remaining at the pump station and the outfall relocation for a recirculation basin that was included as part of the retention basin that's right by the large pond. Yeah, so I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Does anybody got any comments or concerns? Anybody online or anybody in the house?
If there's no further questions, I'll move to approve the city reimbursement of eligible expenses and construction for the storm drain recharge retention basin project in the amount of $1,127,878.91.
I'll second your motion, sir.
On a motion by Vice President Beltran, seconded by President Nieto, I'll go ahead and do the roll call vote. Member Vera?
Yes.
Member Wyrock?
Yeah.
Vice President Beltran? President Nieto?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0.
Thank you, sir. Okay, moving on to schedule matters, number 4, local roads improvement coordination.
Thank you, President Nieto. Yes, the city staff has been working with an engineering firm and recently was approved by the city council to engage in a contract to have the Westwood realignment and extension, including the roundabout, be designed. And so staff is working on that to have that designed. We also received funding from the federal government to assist in that project. And so we're moving forward with that. And I'd like to have Javier Sanchez provide an update on the design and timeframe.
Thank you. To add to that, we've also submitted grants, in total approximately $1 million to help with the roundabout costs. So we're really trying to leverage the funding for this whole group of projects. And we're looking at completing the design of the phase 1 of this, which would be the West and Scranton roundabout, late this year. And after that would follow with the roundabout and then Scranton alignment that swings into Westwood, and then the roadway connecting both of those. So the timeframe for these projects is going to be approximately 2 to 3 years to get them all fully complete. And again, the thing that's one thing to consider on this too is that Caltrans is going to be bidding their roundabout project at State Route 190 in Westwood. They're projected to either bid or, bid in June, award in September with groundbreaking in December. So, and with that will come a road closure at 190 in Westwood. So they've established a detour plan, and then we'll work through that.
Does anybody have any comments on that, or concerns, or questions?
Thanks for the update.
Yes. Okay, moving along to scheduled matters, number 5, Tule River Tribe Active Transportation Plan Update.
Thank you, President Nieto. As the paddle board's aware, Tule River Tribe with TCAG was awarded an ATP grant for work to be done on the reservation. The city of Porterville is working with TCAG on that project, as well as tribal representatives to have for the swinging bridge, to get those completed. Through that process, TCAG utilized some of the funds that were originally designated for the full completion of the ATP plan for the development of that ATP application for the engineering drawings and those things to make it a competitive application. Subsequently, that left the remainder of the ATP plan to be completed out near the casino and airport sports complex site. So TCAG at a recent board meeting appropriated additional funds for that project, and so there'll be a kickoff meeting soon with the same consultant who completed the first part of that plan to then undertake and complete an ATP plan to connect the sports complex with the casino and the fairgrounds in that region to provide connectivity there for pedestrian connectivity.
Does anybody have any comments or concerns or questions? Oh, okay. So that's pretty much it. Other matters?
I was curious if you guys wanted to put on the schedule for our next meeting. If Fridays, if we were looking to, because I know we haven't been able to meet for the last couple months, if we need to change those dates, if that works better for you guys. I'm not sure what your guys' busy days are for meetings. If this Friday, I don't know if it's just a weird coincidence where the last few months hasn't worked out, but maybe put it on for our next meeting to maybe change it, if that works for you guys.
Fridays is better for me. I missed a couple because of medical.
Yeah, just stuff comes up.
But Fridays is always good for me.
Yeah, Fridays is probably the best day for us because we have scheduled meetings Monday and Tuesday for our personal agenda and the reservation. And then Wednesday, we have a working meeting, and then Thursdays, we're usually taking care of our casino at that meeting. So
Okay.
really, Fridays is the only day open for us. And it just, sometimes we're on travel for tribal stuff and we can't make it, so.
Okay.
It's never that we don't want to be here, so.
I just want to make sure that, just that
like we
open
don't like you
communication,
guys.
if it works to change it to a different date, we're open to discuss that, so we'll just leave it for now? Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure. Okay.
And then I think on other matters, with the tribe's concerns, I was talking with DW here, and, we was wondering if we can see who we have to talk to about the taco trucks out there. It's kind of concerning for us, because we had to pay all our dues to even have our facility and to have our eateries in our casino, and these guys just get to pull up in their truck and pull out, and and it's not really a healthy thing either, and then a lot of cars are backing up our traffic, and it's going to make us look bad. So the tribe has a concern with that, if we if we can bring that to someone's attention, because we need to have that kind of stopped. they need to go somewhere where it's more open for them to have the traffic that they do have, because we don't want to just kill someone's business. We know everybody got to make money, but like, you know, that's a concern for us because it makes us look like we're the ones, yeah, so.
Yeah, President Nieto, your concern is shared. The food trucks that have been parked, if they are ever parked within the city of Porterville, they have been ticketed. We have an ordinance within the city of Porterville that does not permit food trucks. So our code enforcement and police department have been vigilant. Many of the food trucks have learned where the city limits are.
Yes.
And so what they do is they then go and they park, like you said, some of the locations are not safe, and they'll park in the county, not just outside of city limits, which the city of Porterville then doesn't have jurisdiction. I would recommend maybe if you want to reach out to Tulare County HHSA or their code enforcement or the sheriff's department potentially to have a conversation about that.
Yeah, we have agreement with the sheriff's department out there, but I don't think they go that far to even go over there. And I think it's the last time we questioned it through them is that that land belonged to Sunkist, and Sunkist is the only one that could do something about it. But then we reach out to Sunkist, but we never get nothing back because you don't know who the heads are in Sunkist. So.
We've had the same experience with some of the very large landowners that are not local and trying to make contact out in that area. So I understand your frustration. Perhaps Tulare County Health and Human Services, because they do have a permitting process for food trucks, it may be to get some assistance there.
Yeah, we just don't want to be accused of, if there's an accident out there, like you said, and someone gets hurt, especially at the foggy days or any other days, you mean, and, you know, we can't control everybody, you know what I mean? Like, we got accused already for the alcohol consumption out there, where, you know, you can come over here in the city, the Mecca is taking the same chance, or anywhere else, you mean, or you can go anywhere, Lindsay, and drink, or you could even be drinking at your house. And then at the casino, and you've already drunk enough not to be at the casino, but you drove out to the casino and to have a better time out there, and then you leave there, and it's like, you know, it's like we're put on, we've been cutting people off that's coming there kind of lit already, and so, you know, we don't want them leaving that area already, and so, you know, I mean, if the traffic's congestion, they've already been consuming already before they got there, we're still gonna get blamed for it, you know, so that's the thing we're trying to avoid too, also.
Yeah, we've had members of our community come and speak to council about that issue, and as Mr. Ridenour has said, you know, we have PD and code enforcement monitoring. Anytime there's a call, they'll go out voluntarily and check to make sure they're not on our premise. And you're right, it's right on that line, and they know that line. And we've, you know, staff has made contact with the property owners and stuff, and I don't know if it's a talk to Boudreaux or what to get more emphasis out there. I mean, you guys are a large employer in this area, not just in Porterville, but in the county. So I wouldn't imagine they would get cooperation in trying to get, because yeah, I can see somebody's going to get hurt. Bad weather, slippery, mud, fog, all these different issues. People, you know, drinking and driving that happen to be in that area. They're right butted up, and some of those lights are very bright when you drive by.
Yeah.
So I can see it being a distraction. So we've shared the same concerns, and as far as the city jurisdiction, we've done as much as we could. And I feel for you because we have a lot of residents in that area that border the county, and the county, I would say they're reluctant to. They just maybe don't have the staff or availability to address it. But we hear it all the time, so we're not the only ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we understand.
So that's good, and thank you guys for your comments and feedback to us as the tribe side. But yeah, and then the other one I would have on other matters for the tribe is that, you know, you guys is a little OHV park out there, if you guys are still gonna think about getting rid of it to us or letting us purchase it, maybe we could discuss that more on another day, but we're still looking forward to thinking about getting that off you guys if you're not gonna use it.
Correct, and Nothing has changed on that fact. I know we had prior negotiations on that property. Staff is evaluating to have the easements drawn up, as there is utilities that run through it, so that way that'll all be recorded, as well as a parcel map that'll be recorded on that property, because the parameters that the tribe has requested to purchase from the city is a part of a larger parcel. And so I know Javier's team has been going through that process.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't want to go any further because DW's over here acting like I want the city hall next, so I'm going to stop there.
No, it's all good stuff.
But yeah, man, I thank you guys for, always being there with us and being a part of, teammates with the tribe. And, we appreciate the city, and we always have. We're, like we said, this city is where we come to do our shopping and do our things that we have to do too. And it's a long ways to take ice cream up the hill.
Mr. President, if I may, if we went back to the food trucks, I know we had some public comments at a city council meeting where a lot of this was discussed, but could PATA have staff draft a letter, or could the city, with PATA signatures as well, draft a city to the county and to the landowner about our concern, and not just be silent, but like a formal, reach out to the city, have them check their health and human services, people make sure I don't know about the licensing. I'm just worried about somebody standing at a food truck and taking a step back at the wrong time with a car going by at 50 miles an hour. And, there's no white line at the edge of the road, and they should be, I don't know how many feet off of that, but, formally sending something to the county and to the different agencies that might have some pull, and maybe the sheriff's department as well. I don't know. Who do you feel that might be willing to read something like that and take action? Because we've been talking about this for 6 months.
I think the best approach at this time would be to contact Health and Human Services and their code enforcement. They do handle the licensing of those trucks. So that would be, I think, a good first step. If the PATA board would like for a letter to be derived, staff could, of course, do that, or it may be just as impactful for official letter to come out from the tribal council, be impactful as well as reaching out to our representative on the Board of Supervisors.
Call them up. Thank you. I'll do that. And then I'd like to ask the people that have been a part of this the longest, I'm kind of new at it, serving on this board. PATA was established as a method to build what we're building out there, right? The casino, the road improvements, the tertiary plant. Is there a limited, even though it's a huge project, is there limited scope? And if so, what would it take to expand it? And I guess where I'm going with this is, what's the next big thing that we can partner with the tribe? I see these big buses pulling in these shows, offloading all their equipment and stuff, and I know that, the road show has to happen to set up all the electronics for these big presentations, these big shows. But the people that own those shows, they like to fly around in their jets. And, I know we're expanding the airport, but what would it take to expand this partnership to get a taxiway and a spot to park vehicles? I mean, on weekends, you go out to the airport and people fly in from all the other airports in their small planes, and they go to breakfast, and that's just what they do. And then they fly home with their family, and they come from all over. And Hard Rock Cafe is getting built, or casino's getting built down at Tejon Pass, I think. And I don't think they have an airport, but they're going to have a conference center, and I just wonder if there's a closure to this PATA, or maybe it doesn't need to be expanded. Maybe, this idea, this thought to create more accessibility isn't something that falls under our purview here.
So to Member Wyrock, to answer your question, I don't have the JPA agreement in front of me to go through it. I can give you an overview from being involved for years on the formation of the MOU and with PATA and some of those conversations that were held. And a lot of the conversations with the tribe and the city representatives all in conference rooms of kind of laying this out was really how do we have a partnership in this that can improve the region out by the airport area? How do we improve the connectivity? How do we improve and make, there a combination of how's the casino and the sports complex work together? How do we make this the best sports complex, in the region or in California that could partner, that could be, have, I think Mr. Lawless used to say, how do we have a Coachella type event that's sponsored by the casino at the sports complex that can work vicariously both back and forth. So those were some of the original thoughts on this. As a nuts and bolts, as a mechanism, PATA has been utilized, as you see today, as we partnered with the improvements that are required in this area for the development of the casino, for that funding to go back and forth. And so has been the functionality of PATA, but some of the vision is just as you speak of how can there be a partnership between the two entities through PATA to, improve that area and to have the whole area get better and be better access, and as well as like have larger projects, so, better access off of State Route 65 and those sorts of things as well.
If anybody comes across any big grants for airport expansions and stuff like that, why don't we talk about it here? Thank you.
Sounds good. I think that's all we have today. Is that a motion to adjourn?
Just adjourn.
Okay, we just adjourn then. We just switch it up. No, I was just thinking that. At 3:34.